I'm going to introduce Mark Irvine, who's our head of engineering, and Mark is going to share with you where we're focused over the next 12 to 18 months in terms of our engineering efforts. So over to you, Mark.
Thanks, Ferdy. So let me set up here. So hello, everyone. I'm delighted to be here today. It's lovely to meet some people. Get some hand waves from the crew back there. Hi, guys. So yeah, today we've heard a lot about the vision, where asset class wants to go with the private capital space over the next 5 years. Matt showed us some of the things that we've done up till now, some of the things we're going to be releasing in the next, well, we're releasing now. So what I want to talk about over the next 30 minutes or so is give you an update on the progress we're making on some of the more, some more areas that we've been working on. Not quite ready for prime time release, but certainly some of these areas we've been working on. We've done a lot of work, some of them more advanced than others. So I'll give you a look at some of those, I suppose, more exciting features that we'll be bringing out in the next 12 to 18 months. So we start with the asset class network. So we heard a lot about the asset class network today. Ferdinand announced we're launching the asset class network. The asset class network is something that we have partnered with Salesforce, so in conjunction with Salesforce, to build this technical architecture, as Ferdy mentioned earlier. So what I want to do is just give you a glimpse of what that looks like. We'll go through a few screenshots, just to show you what we're building in order to leverage this concept of this master org, which we're calling the asset class network. So you see at the top right, your LP may see a message like this, say they've been invited to join the asset class network. They'll get some information about what the network is. Now it will be slightly more meaningful than the placeholder text that we have in place there at the moment. But they'll be given some information about what the network is, what the benefits are, and they'll be asked to agree to some terms and conditions. And this is what it will look like when they come onto the asset class network. So we see a number of funds, and you'll see there in the column on the right, the general partner. So Aprella is on the Catalyst, Artemis, some of our GPs that we use just for testing. So what you see here is, the funds that the general partners have decided to opt into the asset class network. And with the LP also opted into the asset class network, they now have these funds which are available for them to invest in. When they want to invest in one of those funds, they will transfer to the general partners org. So we talked about this asset class network, which is the overall master org. But all of the data, all of your data, all of your information is still going to be within your org. So once they've transferred over, and we talked about, they've already been passported in. So a lot of their information, we know that they're accredited, we know that they are eligible for this fund before it's presented to them. And then when they are done and they're happy, they can transfer back. So there is this concept, and they're always aware of where they are. They're either in the network, they're in your org, they're in their own org, or they're in someone else's org. So there's just keeping them aware of exactly where they are on the network. So the next thing I want to talk about is the mobile app. So I think we made the case fairly substantially, the need for or the desire for a mobile app. So we're talking about the next-gen investor. and their expectations from a platform and how they want to engage with the platform. So we're introducing the mobile app. It will be a native iOS and or Android app on the phone. It will be um, using the standard kind of logging in, username, password, and two, uh, two-factor authentication. I mean, really, when we think about the mobile app, for me, I don't know if I'd want to go through a 20-page subscription document on a mobile app. I'm not sure if that's generally where we're going to go with it. But I do think that there's a huge number of areas where a mobile app will be very beneficial. I mean, the main thing, just being able to log in and to see where your investments are, to get that information. We were talking about that earlier, that immediacy that people expect. To be able to see offerings, to be able to get information about offerings, to be able to do that research on your phone. Um, to be able to see where you are, if you are investing or if you started that process. We talked earlier about the ability to resume an investment, so to be able to see any of your investments that are in flight. Reports, that's a clear winner. People want to get that data and they want to be able to see it now, they want to be able to see it when they need it. Um, Notifications, so because it's a native app, we get to take advantage of push notifications. So it is, and when it comes to these kind of notifications, this is where things get lost in email or things just get forgotten about. So you want to build or give the ability to have a much more responsive um, app which can push these notifications. It's a very easy experience, but it's also better for you in terms of engagement and getting a response from the app use. Um, yeah, so and is that the new fund announcements and the infamous K1s. Did I lose? Oh yeah, there we go. Technology. Thank you. Great technical support today. So we're also migrating our package to a managed package. So, for most of you in the room, that's of no significance. You don't know what a managed package is, and that's fine. I'm not going to bore you with the detail. Just suffice to say is that, as an early stage startup on Salesforce, there's various options you have in how you build your package. And for us, it's been easier not to work on a managed package. But that's created some problems for our early adopters, our first customers, primarily around how much they can configure their own org. It puts restrictions, it prevents you from doing things that you would like to do. So moving to a managed package just puts more, I suppose, distinctive walls around our package within your org. It means that we can make the changes we need to make. We can tie down our package as we need to. And it means that you have much more options in terms of configurability of your org. It is your Salesforce org. You may want to use it for as a class, but you may want to use it for other things as well. Most of our customers do. And you want to get full advantage of the Salesforce platform. So the managed package, it's something that you're not really going to see immediately something, but it is something that you're going to benefit from in the long term and be able to better manage your org and to get more out of your Salesforce investment. And just to give some examples of areas, so it's simple things, just be able to rename fields, change pick lists, but more advanced features such as, some of our customers we've seen are actually building their own flows within Salesforce. So the managed package is going to make it easier to do those things. Let's see. So another area where we see is a somewhat problematic for some of our customers, not the first problem, and it's not the problem that all of the customers um, experience or are most concerned about, but it's certainly something that's coming up more and more, as we move to bigger customers. And to be honest, as you scale your business, this will become more of a problem for you if it's not now. So this is the ability to exchange data with your fund administrators. So we're talking about documents, we're talking about documents going back, documents going forward, capital calls, the usual things that you exchange with your fund admin. I suppose the problems that we see with the current approach for a lot of people is maybe they have documents going by email, maybe they have a FTP drop point where they're placing documents. Quite often, the way people are working is they're bringing those documents down onto their local machine, their laptop, whatever it may be. It's not the most secure way to deal with that kind of information, and it's certainly not um, desirable to do that as your business grows and the volume of that data increases. So this is just an area that's ripe for automation. Um, if we automate it, it's going to be more secure. You're not going to see that data going onto people's individual machines. It's going to go straight from the fund admin into Salesforce, from Salesforce straight to the fund admin. Um, it's going to be a lot less time consuming. And I suppose the main point as well is that it's scalable. So it really shouldn't be any more onerous to process 10 capital calls as it is to process 1,000 capital calls. So you want to build that scalability in there. Investor reports. So, just to talk about reports, currently we ship at about 100 reports. There's about 20 dashboards. There's a lot there. But there are standard reports. There's the ILPA in the US, there's Investor over in Europe. And what they do is they provide some, I suppose, best practice guidance on what sort of information should be in an investor report. And what we're doing at the moment is we're working through those guidelines in order to reflect those standards more and more in our reports. So we've been working on that for a while now. You'll see some of those changes in the latest releases as they come out now and over the next few quarters. Um, I suppose for us, what we're looking to do is to give you more confidence that when you work with asset class and you are looking for what a good report should look like, especially if it's a case of, you are maybe looking to develop those reports and wanting to know that they are the best in class. So out of the box, you'll have a full set of reports that are based on those standards. So we can't really have a tech talk in 2023 without talking about AI. I think it's come up once today, which is pretty good going. It tends to overtake a lot of technical discussions these days. There's a lot of people jumping on the AI bandwagon. There's definitely a lot of really great stuff being developed, a lot of new and very interesting startups. Um, they're probably not all going to survive, but definitely there's a lot of interesting stuff happening in this space. Salesforce is definitely not jumping on the bandwagon. They have been in this space since 2014. I'm not going to go through their whole history to your relief, but it's just to make the point that they've been in this game since 2014. They've been thinking about it, introducing products, and I suppose it's not. I don't think it's generally known, but Salesforce is one of the leaders, even when it comes to the large language models. We hear about OpenAI, we hear about Google, we hear about Facebook. Salesforce has been releasing large language models of their own, training their own large language models, and they are when they are scored against those other models, they are one of the top scoring models in the game. So they're by no means, as I say, new to this game. And I suppose as customers of Salesforce and as an OEM, we all benefit from all of the work that Salesforce is doing, and we stand to benefit greatly over the coming years. And we talk about use cases, and thinking about use cases and looking at these here, we hear things like faster prospecting, maybe client insights, risk analysis, fraud detection. To be honest, these seem a bit naive and simplistic in what I think we will be able to achieve with AI. But I think those more sophisticated, really groundbreaking, I suppose, use cases are going to emerge, and they're not necessarily clear to everybody just now. It's still very early in the AOL. I know I just said Salesforce has been here since 2014, and they have each, I suppose, generation of AI, they have brought out those innovative and very valuable tools. And I do expect that they're going to come. I'm just not sure I see them yet, but I think we're definitely going to see the space. And as you said, as Salesforce customers, as Salesforce OEM, we're in a great position to take advantage. And asset class will be building on top of whatever those tools or those technologies that Salesforce is going to bring on stream. And with that, I will hand back to Ferdy for some important messages.
All right, great. Well done, everybody. If you stuck with us, we're in the final stages here. Yeah, I mean, I think hopefully you're walking away with those three themes that I talked about at the beginning, right? The next generation of investors and how we're meeting that requirement. The neo firms, which is what we're aspiring to deliver solutions to. So if you're a general partner, working towards that as an aim. And then finally, the benefits that come from the network proposition, which we're delighted to be able to announce the asset class network today and to be able to bring that to life. And we're hoping that there's interest in the audience and that you guys will come talk to us more about that. So like many things in life, no good deed goes unpunished. So we have a couple of client awards. And I'd like to start with, we have three of them here. Actually, one is a couple of our clients and one is a partner award. So let me start with, I call this the CEO Foundational Client of the Year 2023. It's really, it's a testament to this client that they were one of the early adopters of the platform. A lot of actually what you see on screen today has come about because, you know, they asked those difficult questions in those early meetings that we didn't have answers to. But beyond that, they've worked with us through that period, effectively co-developing with us. We're tremendously grateful for the time and effort that they've spent, the patience that they've exhibited to get them to the point that they're at now. And so I'd like to give this award, if I can invite Greg from Brookwood to join us on stage. So Greg Papazian from Brookwood in Boston, I'd like to present you with this award. I guess you'll have mixed feelings about this, but we've had many conversations. But thanks very much, Greg. I really do appreciate it. I'll be honest, there's times when for all the wrong reasons, sometimes for the right reasons, I was emotional in meetings with you. But every company at the early stage of growth needs clients like Brookwood to believe in them, to have the patience, to believe that there's an outcome. Jeannie, who's over here, Jeannie, if you can wave, you know, instrumental in helping us with that. Greg, you might want to say one or two words about that also, but Jeannie has been just incredible, you know, working with the team as well, the technical skill set that she brought to the table in helping us to get to that point as well. But any words that you'd like to try and keep it positive, Greg? I'm kidding, but really appreciate it, Greg.
Sure. You know, I appreciate it, Ferdy, and Jeannie Varel is the one who's been doing most of the pushing and pulling with your team. It has been a long road.
Yeah.
I'm very excited about where it's going and where it has been. And, you know, we're just about to launch a new fund, as you know, I think tomorrow on the portal. So it's all good where we come to. And the team has been incredibly responsive. We really appreciate that. You guys are really leaning into it. And again, Jeannie on our team has really been herding the cats. And dealing with the data on our end. So I'm gratified to know that you feel that we've helped you develop what you're doing, because I think what you're doing is really exciting. So,
well, thanks very much, Greg. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you. And thanks, Jeannie. I genuinely mean it when I say we love you guys. We really do. It's incredible to get that kind of support, particularly in the early years of a business. It's my third startup, and I can't say that I've worked with any client that's had the patience and dedication to a desired outcome as you guys. It's very much appreciated. Okay, our second award before we have wine, which is coming a little bit earlier, so I won't delay too much here, is our Partner of the Year for 2023. This partner we engaged with about a year and a half ago. Since then, we've launched with them, with their clients, about 6 or 7 additional clients. I'd like to invite John to come on stage here from Grassi. Okay. And just as I shared with Greg, so John, first of all, thank you. And thanks very much for your partnership. We really do appreciate it. So we had the opportunity to engage with,
What am I going to say?
well, hopefully something nice.
No, I do want to say if I knew I was going to get something, I would have worn a nicer suit. I had no idea.
No problem. Well, look, we appreciate it. So Grassi, our fund administrators, and working with certainly over half a dozen of our clients right now, and have introduced those clients and using the asset class platform to manage the relationship with your clients. We appreciate the custom and the introductions that you're providing to us, and just interested in your thoughts around the decision to work with asset class and how it's working out for you guys.
Clearly, this was a need that needed filling, and we were fortunate enough to meet you guys and to really start to understand your offering, and it's been everything that we had hoped it would be. Like you said, there's been about 6 or 7 clients that have signed up so far, and I've only heard good things about, and to some extent, I mean, look, there's always a little bit of tension when you start something new, and some of our clients might have had some other expectations, but at the end of the day, everything came through well, and we look forward to continuing the relationship for a long time.
Thanks very much. Thank you, John. Appreciate it. Thank you. Okay, this final award, like the Oscars, unfortunately, they couldn't be here. They're based in the UK. It's a company called Barwood. We've been working with Barwood for about a year. They launched about maybe 6 months ago. This is the Client Innovator of the Year Award. I'll make sure that this gets them safely. They've done just some tremendous work in actually democratizing access to private capital, and in particular, residential real estate investing in the UK. They're using our platform across all of their, what they call their BRIPS program, which is the Barwood Real Estate Investment Program. And we've integrated with a number of their systems. They've pushed the boundaries, pushed the envelope, insert, example here, but they really have been tremendous and helped us move forward as a company. And of course, you need challenging clients. You need challenging situations in order to move the company forward. And so we're grateful to Barwood for that, and I'll make sure that this gets to them. So with that, I'd like to just thank everybody for the support, whether you're a client, a prospective client, an investor, a partner of ours. It really is very much appreciated. We hope to be able to invite you back, whether it's here or somewhere else, this time next year, to an even bigger and better Signals event. But for our inaugural event, I'll say good night, and please join us for some wine in the forum. Thanks very much, guys.